Atlanta Cartel. Takedown, a blow to the illusion of control. Federal agents in Atlanta executed a single, coordinated operation that tore away the curtain on the depth of cartel power operating inside American communities. The massive seizure, tied directly to the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, was an industrial-scale narcotics takedown, a direct hit against one of the world's most violent cartels on U.S. soil. This was not a small or symbolic win, it was a staggering blow to the cartel's logistics and its public image of power. The sheer scale of the bust proves that cartels were not simply dabbling in the region, but were deeply entrenched in the heart of a major southern U.S. city. Atlanta, with its web of interstates and access to air routes, was being used as a strategic distribution crossroads and a nerve center for cartel operations. The cartel's gamble to stage such a massive operation in the city underscores how strategically important Atlanta had become to its empire. The operation was the result of extensive undercover work, where agents carried out multiple meth purchases in both DeKalb County and Stone Mountain. These transactions were crucial threads that led law enforcement back to the larger web woven by the CJNG. The bust revealed the cartel's method, embedding operatives inside local communities, using residential spaces, like apartments, cars, and houses near Stone Mountain, as fronts for international operations. This level of concealment shows chilling sophistication, using ordinary American communities as camouflage for an extraordinary criminal enterprise. Officials also reported the disturbing tactic of cartel members using children as cover to lower suspicion and turn innocence into a shield while making stash runs look like family outings. This revelation alone shakes any illusion that cartel penetration is distant. It is woven into the fabric of daily life. The decisive strike and staggering results. The coordinated strikes across DeKalb County and the Stone Mountain area resulted in the confiscation of over 1,000 pounds of methamphetamine. This haul represents a logistical artery severed, knocking out multiple layers of the cartel's pipeline simultaneously. The redundancy the cartels rely on, losing one driver or one stash house, collapsed when houses, vehicles, and personnel were taken down together. The specific seizures demonstrate the sheer volume the cartel had staged. Inside a DeKalb County apartment, agents uncovered 309 kilograms, which is about 681 pounds of methamphetamine, clearly primed for distribution. Near Stone Mountain, a residence operating as a stash house yielded 131 kilograms, equal to 288.8 pounds of meth, along with a firearm and roughly $12,000 in cash. Another 22 kilograms, or 48.5 pounds, were seized from a car in DeKalb County. An additional 10 kilograms, or 22 pounds, were recovered from a vehicle near Stone Mountain. In total, the seizure crossed the 1,000-pound mark. This 1,000 pounds of meth, which was waiting to flood Atlanta's streets, was now intercepted. Thinking about this scale is critical. 1,000 pounds translates into millions of doses of a drug that destroys bodies and tears communities apart.
Before we get to that, I need your help. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. So I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and help me out.
The financial loss alone cuts deep. Wholesale estimates place the seized meth at around $1.3 million, while its potential street value climbed to $5 million. This is not just product lost, it is the capital that funds bribery, fuels violent enforcement, and bankrolls future trafficking efforts. The operation resulted in the arrest of 5 suspects. Most were Mexican nationals living illegally in the U.S. and connected directly to the cartel network. These were not just couriers. They were organizers and middle managers who orchestrate logistics day to day. Their detention sends a clear message that the U.S. is not only aware of cartel infiltration, but is actively dismantling it piece by piece. Removing these individuals throws sand into the gears of command and control, forcing cartels to spend weeks finding new, trusted personnel and every day lost costs revenue. Strategic blows and lasting consequences. The seizure delivered a powerful and lasting blow to the cartel's operations and its psychological hold. dismantling the pipeline and logistics. The first major impact was the logistical disruption. Losing over 1,000 pounds means the cartel must replace entire infrastructure, not just the drugs. Networks that took years to build suddenly collapsed, forcing the cartel to scramble and creating a vulnerability that invites further detection. Atlanta functions as a crucial distribution crossroads. Disrupting operations here is like throwing a wrench into a central switchboard, causing shipments across the East Coast to face delays and require risky rerouting. The $12,000 in cash and the firearms seized, while smaller than the meth, are evidence of a cartel cell functioning like a business franchise, complete with supply, distribution, defense, and revenue collection. Taking cash, weapons, and product in one sweep compounds the damage, resulting in a simultaneous financial, operational, and psychological hit. Eroding the myth of invincibility. Perhaps the most critical consequence is the blow to the cartel's public image of power and invincibility. Cartels rely on the myth that they are untouchable, which builds fear, silence, and cooperation. This high-profile seizure shatters that myth, proving that investigators can infiltrate deeply and strike with precision. Every time news broadcasts show the seized bundles, the cartel's invisibility disappears, and the public sees law enforcement power on display, which erodes the cartel's mystique and reaffirms state power. The exposure of the stash houses and the arrests of key organizers are symbols of the cartel's vulnerability, showing the public that their logistics are not flawless and that their shield looks thin. The Justice Department and DEA emphasize this long-term strategy, not just removing drugs, but dismantling the myth that fuels cartel dominance. A new era of interdiction. The seizure is not a fluke. It signals a new era of aggressive interdiction that cartels can no longer easily sidestep. Cartels have always written off busts as overhead, but this was a strategic and surgical blow backed by airtight intelligence. The DEA's advanced labs in Atlanta are a key factor in this shift. They are game changers that strip away the cartel's oldest advantage, time. Now, test results come back within days, enabling faster prosecutions and stacking up indictments before cartels can recover. This speed turns every bust into a domino effect, unraveling networks. The technological advantage, combined with interagency cooperation and growing community partnerships, means the shadows where cartels hide are shrinking. The message is unmistakable. There is no longer a safe U.S. city for cartel logistics. The psychological blow and deterrence. The psychological toll on the cartel is critical. A bust of this size signals vulnerability and tells operatives that their systems are not invincible. This breeds suspicion within the organization, slowing down operations and amplifying mistakes. The image of a major cartel being defeated is a direct assertion of U.S. dominance. This victory carries strategic weight, warning lower-level associates that their bosses are not invincible and signaling to rival groups that Atlanta is not a guaranteed safe corridor. The bust proves that resistance is not futile. By publicizing these victories, law enforcement is not merely cataloging seizures. They are waging psychological warfare. In closing, the Atlanta seizure is a turning point. It is proof that decisive blows are possible, and when they land, they hurt cartels in ways that go far beyond the immediate loss of drugs. The massive operation not only saved communities from untold harm by intercepting millions of doses, but also confirmed that a ruthless foreign cartel was deeply embedded in American life. The victory is undeniable, but the warning is just as clear. The challenge now is to keep up the sustained pressure and ensure that the pipeline is not just disrupted, it is dismantled for good. The battlefield includes neighborhoods in Atlanta, and the line held this time. This takedown was just the start. The fight isn't finished. On your screen is the next video. Click the video, it opens right away, and you'll see the cartels crushed even harder.